this originally started out as my just solo survival world, which then turned into a realm with some of my friends, and then some of my friends just decided their lives got too busy or some other things, and they decided that they weren't going to play anymore. So then it turned just back into my regular survival world. So there's some remnants of that all around, but yeah, I'll gladly show around the world. Um, no, we'll just take all these. Yes, let's sleep real quick. How are you doing today, Kai? I hope you're doing well. So, I started at. This is my little survival base island thing. I had just started. I had a couple previous like worlds and stuff, but this is a very rudimentary um, chicken farm. I don't know if anybody else designed it, but I self-designed this one. It's probably not the first one to design it. So basically, it's a bunch of chickens up here. They lay eggs. It's on the clock, and and it goes into this dispenser, and then the chickens get shot out onto this slab. They grow up, they burn, and you just have cooked chicken anytime you want it. This was a Oh, this is where I used to keep the coordinates of different things before I decided to go make a little nether hub. Um, and then, oh, thank you for the follow, Kai. Um, this is where I had my villagers. So this is where I had them, like, they'd breed at, and then I'd pull them out, and this is perfect space for like a boat to get in. So like silk touch, mending, all that stuff, they all got moved. I'll show them there. I'll show you them in a minute. This was just like, this is right when copper first came out. This is a 1.20, I think was when the Caves and Cliffs update was. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this is where it was from. And then, so this basically is if lightning struck, it would strike here instead of turning these guys into witches. Because I had these guys, they were zombified, so they were really cheap, all those kind of things. I don't know if there's anybody here anymore. This is my little cow farm. Very humane. They're sand fed, all that stuff. um, this is my little cactus, sugarcane, bamboo, and then little wheat and pumpkin field in the back. And then this is my little nether portal. We'll probably go into the nether later. And this is, of course, the mines. Doesn't look like much, but then it goes all the way down to bedrock and diamond level, and it has a bunch of different stops to like each level of that. So like there's an iron level before I got an iron farm, like all those kinds of things. It's taking forever. Oh, it has taken a while. As you can see, there's almost 5,000 days. That's gonna be a big milestone. I have a couple things I want to try to get done before the 5,000 day mark. This is my enchantment table, level 30, and then it has some books in here if I wanted to reroll enchantments, or this one, this little wooden shovel. Basically, if I wanted to clear enchantments, I just do like a level 1, and then grindstone it to help reset. This over here came a little bit later, because I was building my castle and I needed a bunch of wool. You'll see that in a little bit. But basically, it's an auto wool farm for every single color of wool there is. And you also see I made a shop for it when this was a server. But then basically, it's very, very simple to make. Basically, there's an observer under this dispenser that basically it sees whenever it turns to grass, the sheep chew it, or the sheep eat it, turns to dirt, and then which means they would grow their wool back, powers the shears, and then automatically you get wool. We'll show off some of the rest of the world first. So that actually wasn't mine. It was a villager breeder that someone had made. They'd pulled all the villagers out of the village. I wasn't too big of a fan about it, so I released them. Was it the best thing to do? Probably not, but it's good now that I'm using them. Or now that I'm using this farm field for wheat, and I don't have to worry about like animals landing or jumping and destroying it, or the villagers coming here and harvesting it for me right now. If it comes to it, I can turn it back into a villager breeder, but right now I'm deciding not to, just because I do need a lot of wheat to get target blocks. um, because target blocks are pretty good to use. Um, yeah, so that's the factory. This over here is this was the community cow farm, and then this is the um, little shopping district. A lot of these are ended up being mine or shared with some friends. This is the little bone shop, so it's basically um, it's like a fossil like you would find, but like on a museum. It's kind of inspiration. This one is just a little shack I made for selling every type of wool, and then a little stripped oak floor. I really like how the way those turned out. This was a friend of mine. They made it's a honeycomb. Yeah, it was a honeycomb and bee farm or bee shop. This was gonna be like a little like redstone build for a shop. It never really got finished. Um, this is actually when me and my best friend actually made a rocket shop. So he designed it. I supplied the wool, and then he made it where it's like cindering in the bottom a little bit. It's also where I've been since it didn't become it. There's just random rockets here. So if I'm ever over here, I can just steal a couple. This is another friend of mine. He made it's like a stone shop kind of deal, and gravel and all that stuff. We didn't really like care as long as you kept it stocked really. This is mine. It's the enchanted bookshop. Basically, each of these say what it is. Mending, breaking loyalty. A lot of the big ones are in here. This was mine. This is also another reason I needed wool because it's a block for block is because I could get replica for the bookshelf block. This was also this one's also mine. It was it's a wood shop, so basically all of the wood types you could get based on how easy they were is how much it cost. See, someone had paid it. I was looking for now. But basically it's all hanging out of a custom tree I made. This is something I'm trying to work on. It's not the greatest looking, but I'm working on it, trying to get it to where it works a little bit better. This is a iron shop that a buddy of mine made. This is the actual nether portal. I designed this because I was like, you know what, I want to see what I can do, freehand it. Skulk had just been introduced, like, got some end rods, and so it's like a little frozen cave. Doesn't really fit with the entire vibe of the area, but I just thought it looked kind of cool. It's probably one of my proudest nether portals that are here. This is actually a game that I designed, so actually we can steal these profits to pay myself. Okay, yeah. So if you come in here and so you do one at a time. So and now that's your payment. It's also a self-designed game. If you push the button, I didn't win. So basically, it's you try to get it to lay a chicken. I didn't win. So I mean, it's very rudimentary. So I can't like just overload it with like so. That means I won, and I got a piece of paper. And that those aren't just regular pieces of paper. There was diamonds. I think there was like a netherite piece in there. All types of things. They had coupons for other shops and some like build things so that you get like 15 minutes. I could come help you build. I mean, I would come help you build anyway. But this is Tag. I don't know if any of y'all watch Hermitcraft or anything, but Green came up with this game. I was like, you know what? I'll bring it over to our survival world. It lasted for about a month or so. I think I ended up with it, but this was a lot of fun. And then this over here is the factory, which I'll probably continue this out to. This actually is one of my other friend's bases. I helped him build it. It has a battle arena on top. It's very, very simple. Very simple base. They were a very simple person. I helped him design this. He designed the throne, but I helped him design his little flag. And then if you go this way and go down here, he'd actually cleared a lot of this out. Oh, sorry. he actually cleared a bunch of this out, and then I've just been using it if I need to farm like moss or something, or something simple. And then there's an unofficial way out. Then like this is this little bridge that took him to spawn. One of the things that I really tried to work on is trying to do like a centralized like spawn area. So that spawn. This is another one friends of mine base. Well, yeah, I got enough flare in here. They're building a little tiny castle. They don't have very much time to play, but they do occasionally just join me. But since it's kind of a world for both online at the same time, and that's their flag. So the name of this world, or the name of the realm, was Kingdoms, because everybody had their own little kingdom. But this was the rules. So basically, it's for serious builders, people that want to tour. So basically, I mean, it was a lot of my friends. Basically, we came up with this together. No griefing. Make sure you ask for building, so that way you weren't like too close to other people. Be courteous. So like, don't be mean. Don't like grief. Like that's in rule number 1. But also don't like build on top. Don't steal. Don't kill. Like, those kind of things. And then have fun. And you can't be kicked / banned for anything like breaking these rules. So like I built like all these little side pieces like on the trail. This is the main, or that's the main trail. But then if you go this way, it'll take you into a friend of mine. This is actually one of my friends that I would say he's a better cottage core style. Yes, there's a lot of details. Because I tend to focus more on the small things when it comes to building, because I feel like those also can bring together a lot of the big things. This was just a plains like shore, and he decided to make it into like a very pretty like spruce forest. This was his like sheep farm. Up here was like his little greenhouse area, but he had bees in here, those kind of things. And then this was his little stables. Since he quit playing, I went ahead and decided to rescue his horses and brought them over. They currently live in my flower garden area. We'll see that in a little bit. That was something proud of mine that I did. His name had to deal with snails, so he decided to call this the Snail Shore. There's I do believe there's a sugarcane like farm hidden under here somewhere, because I've emptied this out a couple times. This is his nether portal in the little cave, and that went down to his mines. And there's like a little random campfire over there roasting up a little piece of meat, but it was just a wood plank. Over here you can enter on the bottom floor, and it's like his little storage system. Those things. I took away the items range just because to help deal with lag. This is their second floor. So it's like a little kitchen area. I really did like how he did this. And then this is their little enchanting area with their flag. We'll see everybody's flags when we head over to my place. This over here was cleared out by one of the people. They cleared it out. They were planning on building here, and then they decided not to anymore. So I decided to build it up a little bit and then make it a big lake over here. Don't know if I'll decide to do anything with it later or anything else. This was an island that they had added onto, the same people that built this one. And so they started building here. They have it planned out. I don't know if I'll invite them back on, see if they want to play to build some more, or if I'll just like start designing over here. But that'll be. I'll wait until after I finish my survival base, if I need to get away. This up here was a mob farm that they had made, and since you can see it from spawn. I decided to tear down the outside of it and turn it into a giant hot air balloon. This took forever. I think this took me like an actual 2 weeks worth of gameplay. I mean, it still works perfectly fine so far. I don't really AFK in this world, so and please excuse the ticking. It's for the auto killer that's down here. Um, but all the farm is incorporated into this thing. I am really proud of how this came out. Originally, it was just this a big like cube in the sky. If you go to any of my social medias, it's cantingocean424 underscore on Instagram. I think it's also on TikTok and YouTube. Um, you can go and there's a link tree in my bio, and if you go there and join the Discord, there's some pictures of this like before, like as I was building this, and also that's also where you can find my everyday things. Some of my other, if I miss anything on the tour, on the Instagram and YouTube and um, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. I've been doing a little series where it's like I show different videos of different buildings I've been building. Um, but there's also more longer form stuff on YouTube that I'm gonna start pushing out. Um, yeah, and then underneath here, if we drop down, I built this. It was all basically just a floating like mess in the water. So this is an iron farm. I designed all this. It's not very pretty. This is just where the outcome of that comes from. But it's just a bunch of mob drops and stuff that I was getting rid of, and I needed to get down here fast. But basically, this is an auto farm or an iron farm that the products of it come in, and I designed all this with. This is where I started learning with how to use the auto crafter. Is so the iron. This is an iron ingot filter, so it filters in here, and then it makes the blocks. And then this is actually a poppy filter. So the poppies that come with it are composted and then get this deposited into here as bone meal, and then the bone meal gets turned into bone blocks automatically over here. So we'll have like iron blocks, we'll have a bunch of bone blocks. Also, one of the byproducts of the farm is bones. So those bones will come down here, they get sorted out, and they get turned to bone meal, which then goes and gets turned into bone blocks. And then like sticks and some other general mob drops. So like string, sugar. I've got a bunch of gunpowder from this thing. Redstone, and then stone cobble and glowstone. So the stone and cobble actually come from in here. So I can just sit here, if I can get up here. And then it gets taken up by these things, so they get sent, and it gets sent all the way up, and it gets put into these two hoppers, by way of the auto sorter that's in here. So I have space where if I wanted to add some more stuff, I could. If they decided to change anything, like any of the drops or anything, or if I wanted to add any more farmers over here. But I also have a personal farming like district. We could go check that out in a little bit if you wanted to. So we'll go over here, and we'll go into my base through the main entrance. Thanks y'all for coming out and watching. I'm not ending, but just in general, thank you. Still trying to figure out this whole thing. So this is a little farm, or a little like just side piece, or side attraction, I guess is what it would be. Off the main road. It's a little like oasis. I don't know. I'm starting to learn how to build with naturey stuff. So basically, if you look right here, so that's the village from a few minutes ago. So village and shopping area. If you go this way, it goes to town, and this way also goes to town. But then if you're on the back side of it, which in the most recent update, I believe, they made we could write on the back of signs, which was amazing, because originally this was just regular signs. So spawn, we know that spawn is that way. So there used to be a lace that would fly out here. I had little things. Oh no, the turtle. Yeah, there you go. You can hear it. That's it tinging back and forth. That would be for the allays to fly back and forth when it happened. This is just a little campsites. Just like this is the outside of a stronghold or a village. There'll always be somebody that's camping up for the night before they go in, or on the way out, or just trying to use the protection of like if they were like a homeless or just traveling through nomads. Um, these are where I started working on custom trees. So we got some custom birch and some custom oak trees. Yeah. So I won't stay here too long because it can get pretty annoying. But there used to be ladies that would fly through here. But of course, Mojang's pathfinding um, and their brilliance in it made it where if you're far enough away, you can't hear the note blocks. No matter if the lays are close enough, they also won't hear them. So if I were to just fly over this area, they would follow me. So they got moved to my flower garden. This is the main gate. It's not much, but I use dispensers here and buttons, so that way it's like the fence post here would go like into the holes in the dispensers if it were to be lowered in case of war or like attacks or something. So we can go. Let's go left and then right. So this area is like I call this the. Let's see, where's the sun? I always forget. Sorry. So this is the north side. So basically, it's divided by this little river that goes through. This is north side. There's north side. This main area is split into four main areas. There's the north side, which is from here to the back river to the ports. There is south side, which is over there, which is actually where I ended up. That's where I first started building this thing. And then there is the castle, and then there's Newfound. So not much. It's based off of how they would have named cities back in the early days. Basically, it's the Newfound where they start. Where basically it's where I had most recently started when I decided I was gonna start breaking this up so it'd be easier to talk to. Where people were like, "Hey, I'm over in the south side, north side. And I'm at the castle, and I'm in Newfound." This is the little fish market. So it's like I'm using the raw copper and raw iron in here. It's just like looks like fish in a barrel, and then even like these little barrels have little bits of fish in them. This one I do believe is also on the Instagram of a deeper like move. And it's like a little water trough, so if they would come in, they could like hook up their horses or llamas or anything, and they could just sit here and drink. See, we'll go this way and then we'll look back down by the river. This is the mayor's house, as I've come to call it. So it has the main dining room table, which is a big table. It's so big you have to walk on it to get through. And then it's like the little bed area. And it's like a little sitting area, a little book nook. And if it actually crosses over, and now we're looking out at the main gate. And crosses back over on top of the chapel, which is like just a little book area. This is where I end up hiding the tag, if anybody's ever watching this. And then, let's see. If we go down, we'll come back and we'll end at the chapel. In case you're curious. And then this is just an iron golem I have walking around, basically for make sure there's no creep or no like skeleton zombies or those kind of things just around to protect the villagers that I have up there. They're not walking around because villagers are quite frankly pretty annoying. Kai, I don't know if you're still here, but they can be if you I don't know how new you are. And you said only a couple months, but if you haven't had to deal with villagers yet, I envy you. They're very, very difficult to deal with. This is the guard tower. When it was built, it was the tallest in the city, and for the most part still is, other than that one, and I think the church is a little bit taller. But you can see like out the main area, and also all these connect. The main wall connects all the way to it goes to the ocean, and it goes all the way around, and it connects to the castle. But then we have the watch parrot up here. Let's see. This was my house when I was over here building. So basically, I just turned it. It's a residential house. And then you go upstairs, and it's the living quarters, the if you go in here, this is like a little uh, like greenery shop area, like those kind of things. Um, this originally is where I had some pandas at before they got moved. So now it's just become more of a little like zen area, that kind of thing. And then let's see. Oh, okay. Glad to see you're still here, Kat. Yeah, you have. If you haven't had to move or trade with villagers yet, you are very, very lucky. Um, and because they are a pain if you've ever had to deal with. Um, because, like, quite frankly, they're very hard to move. Boats and leads I've seen to be the pretty easiest way. You can also do mine carts, those kinds of things. Let's see. So next is this building. This is a. So this actually has two different functions. Um, so this is a like a flower shop is what this is, and up here is like a candle shop, and like a honey shop and honeycomb shop, which will make a lot more sense if you hear the fire crackling. It's because under here, if you go through this little cavern, it's a bee farm. So we got honey, honeycomb, all those things coming through. It's a little broken right now, but I'm not really in a big need of honeycomb right now. So if I ever come to a big need, I need honey, honeycomb, those kind of things, I will go back and fix it. Let's see. So yeah, and these are just little flowers and stuff. And then if we go, so like this also has not only does it have a front entrance, it also has a back entrance. So if you go out the back here, it's like a little back path that people would have made off the main road. And it's just a little storage shed. Nothing big, just something to give the place a little bit of character. This is dry storage, so I hadn't seen anybody ever do this before when I made this. But if you use campfires and put them out, you can put like raw meat on it. So I could say this is like jerky or just drying meat in general here in dry storage. I don't know if you've ever seen that before. This is another little custom tree I made, as well as this one. This is like a little like emerald area, like a trading area is what this would be. But a bunch of cats. Because this is where the villagers from earlier, this is where they got moved to. So if you look here, this is the Fortune villager. This one right here is the Minning villager. I know him because he has the red. That doesn't mean that he's the Minning villager, it's just he just happened to be the Minning villager, and he's also from a Savannah biome. But it also makes it really easy to find who he is. Or sorry, correction. This is the bookshelf villager. So basically, I buy a bookshelf for 1 emerald or for 3 emeralds, and then I can break it down and just resell. I don't remember which one's which. This is unbreaking. Efficiency. Oh, there's a nitwit. There's 2 or 3 nitwits walking around. I don't know which one's the mini villager. He's one of these. So these are the ports. Yeah, there's the other nitwit. We'll knock him off. Sorry, bro. This is the ports. So over there. Oh, there's the 3rd nitwit. So there's boats. Don't know why my boats have sunk. That's really weird. That's actually a first for me. But it's also like where the main entrance is over there. This is the last of this tower, and it's kind of I built this around it. And then like this is the main port, so I might build like a big like ship or something, or a ship off in the distance. I've never done one of those. I don't know if anybody here has or have any tips. Feel free to send it my way. Um, but that's something I plan on building. This here gets you into the this is like the mail area. So if ships were to come in and drop off like mail, or have to like do logs, those kinds of things, they could drop it off here. Or like have meetings or something up here. It's a nice little like table area. And then if we walk through here, you can walk up here. It's just like a little hangout area, like relaxing. This used to be the museum until I realized I have way too much stuff for this to be the museum, so I went and built a bigger one. I'm definitely will show you that to you all later. Let's see. But no, this is just the downstairs area. If you use the back of a loom, it looks a lot like an empty bookshelf. And then that's it for this side. We'll make our way back going the way of the left. So this is a honeycomb storage. Basically, I made a bunch of honeycomb and was like, you know what, I need to do something with it. So I decided instead of just having it sit in the chest, why not just build a whole nice long building for it. This is another little like storage area. Some like goods and stuff can be stored in here. This one is one that I'm pretty proud of. It's a little small one, but it's the blacksmith. So it's like the armor, like those kind of things. And you got the back, and it's like they got a mine cart, like an anvil. They have a little forge back here they can make stuff with. But yeah, and then this is like the little log pile. I like this. I haven't seen anybody really done this before. Feel free to steal this if you want to. It's very simple. You just put stairs with some trapdoors, and you do some extinguished campfires as a little like tinder. This is supposed to be like how every city has that one guy that wouldn't move out. So he has his little homestead here in the middle of town. Straight view of the main gate. We'll go this way. So this is the, as I mentioned earlier, this is the chapel. This is the chapel. So it's like this is where they could have like church at, like whatever they worship. I don't know what my village worships. This is a stable. There's no one in here, but this is for the common like thing. So we got like a horse, a donkey, a horse, and someone who wants to be a horse. Don't tell him; he doesn't know. He doesn't know. And if you go here, this is the stream I was telling you about that separates the north side and the south side. This is the inlet overlook house, is what I've come to call it. It's got a nice little study downstairs. This is actually a very recent one that I built down here, or a very recent one that I filmed that is on the Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. But it's basically it's a bunch of like little storage things, little nicks and knacks here and there. But it has probably the greatest view of like the castle, which isn't really finished yet, and like all these down here. So if we run down here, this is the sandstone house. I haven't really named it yet. If y'all have any names you want to drop in the chat. Oh, hey Capuchin, how you doing? Always great to see you here. And so I'm just giving a little bit of a world tour of my longtime survivor world. I know we were talking about how it would work, but I got it to work. So using a little enchantment table here, like all these types of things. Upstairs we have like a full-blown kitchen. So we have a little simple thing. You had that there, and it's like this is getting pulled up through like little vents in the roof, maybe. Oh yeah, thanks for stopping by, even though you're about to go to sleep. I know you're on the other side of the world. Oh, thanks. This is where I really tried to learn how to do interiors, basically just by trial and error kind of things. I know you're like on the other side of the world, so must be late for you. Um, and then if we go over here, this one's actually, we also have, you always have the wagon. Every YouTube video, any house thing that you ever see, always say, oh, get a turned over wagon. Oh, put a wagon on the side. So there's my wagon. Um, but this is like, it's supposed to be like the magical area. We have an alley that got stuck up there. There's crystals, there's mushrooms, and you go up here and it's actually my enchantment room for this side. But then there's like floating candles. I did this by putting like dirt up in the air, place a candle, and then take the dirt off and then light it. Some are lit, some are not. But it's just like a floating candles to make it look, give it that little bit of spooky feeling. And there's like mushrooms on the ground, and like there's the dead plant over here. There's like the weird like blue plant, like almost like a witch's house kind of deal. We in Bedrock, I don't know how it is if it's like this in Java, but you can actually dye water in a cauldron. Um, so that's really nice. I like to give it that little bit of spooky feeling, especially with Halloween on the corner. This was built around Halloween time. Um, and then we'll go over to South Side first. So this is one of the first little bridges I built. It's just mainly campfire. Some of my friends have came over and learned that if you can just place fish on here. I don't know whether it's a fish flopping. Okay, that's weird. I must clip that, I guess. I have no idea how fish managed to get all the way up here. Um, but they decided to prank me by just running and clicking fish on my bridge. And so I decided to leave it. Yeah, I have no idea. I've never seen that happen before. We'll put him in a. We'll keep him in here for later. We'll put him somewhere special. This is a like it's supposed to be like, oh, because like here's the castle, but this is like the ruins that are around it. But even though it doesn't look like it, using walls and some tricky things, it actually is a working bridge. Because the wall has a 1.5 hit block, so basically you go up on it and you can walk across it. And basically it's supposed to be like a ruined little castle area, like the wood's fallen in, like the stones barely hanging together. I'm kind of proud of the way this one came out too. Um, and then this over here, I don't know how far back, if y'all followed me on Instagram at all, but basically for the first 50 followers of my, oh yeah, thanks. That one is actually my second favorite of the two that I have here. I'll show the other one here pretty soon in a second. But this was the first 50 garden. So basically every follower that I got, first 50 followers got forever immortalized in here. So the names got put on signs and they got a bunch of flowers and stuff. But just a way to try to give back to those that were helping me like grow in the first place. And proof that this actually was made in here. Alright, good night, Capuchin, and I'll probably see you sometime. Also, maybe on Castlecraft or something. Alright, bye. This is South Side. This is like a little black. This would be like a bigger, like, because there can be multiples. This is like a bigger blacksmith area, but realistically, this is just a lava farm. So by using gypstone with lava on top of it, it fills these cauldrons gradually. Don't know if I ever will use it, but that's pretty nice to have. This over here, this was one of the main, or one of the last things I built on this side. Basically, it's just a massive house, and I just wanted to fill it up with stuff. I lived over here. This is my first storage system was. But this is like just a little storage room for, I don't know what this would be called. Some blueberries, whatever. This is like a little house. And if you go upstairs, you can go in here, and this is the library. So it's just a bunch of different bookshelves and like reading nooks. And if you go upstairs, and when I built this, I didn't know what all would be around, but you have a great view of the south side and of the garden and the church or in the castle, and then you can also see like my starter base and that kind of thing. And then just casual diamond armor just to flex, because why not? Um, and then down here is where I had my storage system, so it was a bunch of chests. But in order to um, keep that going here, I decided to make it its own little storage system, so whoever lives here could have like um, furnaces and all those types of things. This is a small little fountain. This is unique to South Side because North Side doesn't have one, but the castle does have a bigger, grander one because they are the castle. But this is one of the things that stands out with South Side, as well as this side or this building. This is a log mill, so I hadn't really seen anybody else do this before. But basically, the way it works, it doesn't actually work as a log mill, but it's the way it would work in game. Um, would be they could pull in logs in here, or have ships coming in here. It's water powered by this little water wheel, um, which then turns this, which turns that, which goes in here and converts all this stuff, and turns and turns, and then would power these saws and stuff to move this wood into here. And the birch trapdoors is what I found to be pretty good for a conveyor belt or just a belt in general, to move stuff around. And I also like the way this is with the grindstones with chains and lanterns on it. Next up, this is just a little house. Basic little simple house. They got some lounge chairs here. Go up here, there's the living area, those kind of things. And then just a little storage area in the attic. This is the bakery. I'm actually proud of the way this one and the housing up top came out. So it's they have the bakery here, and they can they got a cake out here someone ate a little bit of, and then if you go, this is the part I'm proud of. If this wall's been torn down, so people have been walking back and forth in here, they have the cake sitting here cooling on the windowsill, and then or also someone lives up here. It could be the baker, it could be someone else they rent out to. That just lives up here, and they just have a little awkward little walk to get up here. This is the inn, so there's nothing in here, but you could log who you are, when you came in, those kinds of things. And there's a little bedroom up here to stay in. This is the little north side end. And then that's it for this side of the other side of the map. So we'll fly over to Newfound, and then we'll end over at the castle for this tour, or for this area, I guess. And then if you want to see anything else, I have some other builds around dot around the place. Sorry, it's gonna get a little laggy. So, Caption, I'm pretty sure you're gone. I don't know if you've ever watched that, but this is the one I'm proud of the most. It has furnace, or it has these smokers here to give that that more reinforced look, and barrels and all those types of things, and trap doors on the roof, and campfires and all those things to give it just that little bit of texture. And this little green area, and a little flower patches and wildflowers and stuff that are growing. And if you cut through here, you have more wild stuff on the side. This is part of my alarm system I have. Basically, it's when people were on here, I could turn on an alarm system, and if anybody opened my doors or opened anything that had a skulk sensor, that would shoot off and would cause a bell to ring over here. And these are memorials for different animals that I had that they were unnamed. I believe there's a fish. We can show the other salmon here if y'all want to. A little bit later. If you go in here, it's my storage system. So this is pretty neat. If you have to, if you want a sleek storage, but you don't want tons of barrels, because if you open it up, you have the barrels there. But like I have music discs, like string, boats, beds, those kinds of things. It flips. Now I have like mud bricks, maps, mob drops, like all those types of things. Like now it's shulker shells, and then like same on the side where it's like I got the let's use things here, and I can flip it, and now it's just utility blocks. So instead of having them out in the open, or you can just have it be like regular blocks if you wanted to hide it. And once again, I think there's a tutorial on my Instagram. One of the reels is about how to make something like this, which I do highly recommend because it's just that little bit of thing that could give your base a little bit cool. This is a multiple item sorter. I think is the way it is. I don't really know how it works. It is a design by Silent Whisperer over on YouTube. Basically, the way it works is I put stuff in here, and it goes down, and I have a bulk storage downstairs, which I'll show in a second. And then whatever doesn't get sorted through there, then comes back up, shoots in here, and goes through this thing. And if it doesn't get sorted in here, it gets dumped out into this barrel. But then like this is like shulker boxes, so this is like copper, gold, lapis, coal, quartz, like just the miscellaneous stuff over here, iron, emeralds, like those kinds of things. This right here is a jukebox. It's an auto player, so we'll turn it off, and once that song is finished, so that'll probably be the time over here. So sleeping area, got my wolves all kitted out. We jump down here. This is a chicken. He was out in the garden, in the flower garden. And somehow he made his way down here. So I was like, you know what? I'll let you live. But like this sorts grass, dirt, everything here that you see, it sorts that block down here. This is stuff to get a lot of. And then these 4 are empty. And then these 2 I didn't even really use, so I decided to turn it into a kelp farm that automatically smelts it and then turns it into kelp blocks. Hold on, it's lagging for a sec. Alright. And so the smelted kelp turns into here, and when it has enough, it turns into kelp blocks that then fill up the smoker. So see, like our light just down a little bit. It's smelting. If we stay down here, it locks that hopper. So whenever one of those is done, now it's full, and we actually got a little bit of XP with it. And then we just throw it in there. It'll fix itself. Yeah, that is, but basically a bunch of item sorters like we saw earlier over at the factory and at the industrial area. And we're gonna go at the back. This is the flower garden I was speaking about earlier. So that is one of the horses, and one of the other ones, he's walking around, he's over there. So basically it's just giant fields of each different types of flower. And we have like our own custom like floating flowers, those kinds of things. And I have like a little custom like inlet cove area I built into the rock wall just so I could fit another one in here. And these are the ladies I was talking about, them. They're just sitting out here chilling. This is just a little day counter. If I ever were to use it, basically just fill it up, and every time there's a daylight sensor on top. So as it clicks, it would click a day if I were to want to measure how long it took me to build something. This is where I first started testing around with the auto filter, or the auto crafter. I think I was crafting bamboo and the bamboo blocks, and as you can see, that's what it turned into over on the far side. And it's just like stuff that I didn't feel like sorting. That I didn't want over in the main base, like obscure stuff like arrows or horse armor or like buckets, like those kinds of things that I wouldn't use. You go up here, it's an auto smelter, and each one of these I can turn off if I wanted to get the XP out of it. um, and like some other types of things. And then these are like armor and like weapons and those kinds of things. And then pickaxes and those kinds of things over there. Just stuff that I've got or I found like from structures and stuff. If we go this way, that's that whole building right here that we walked under earlier that we just went through. This right here is a little, like I was trying to work with like, oh, what can I do with the roof kind of deal. And it ended up becoming the entrance to my garden area. I showed earlier the chicken smelter, that's the chicken smelter. I turned it off because it was producing too much chicken that I wouldn't use anymore. So then I used to have all these entities walking around. But this is a very, very condensed house. Or like gatehouse, I guess is what technically it could be used as. But I couldn't like find any use for it. And then if we go, like there's something I want to build with, and then I found out the interior was a lot smaller than I anticipated. And then this is like a little like green area I made. We have a little axolotl buddy swimming around in here. This is a little greenhouse I made. Based on a couple reference pictures that I found. I think it's like it looks pretty good. What do y'all think that are watching? Just let me know. There's this is where I've been using to harvest. Oh, thank you, Kai. Very reason to farm these torch flowers that were in one of the recent updates, because I had a whole bunch of seeds somewhere in here. There's a bunch of seeds hidden. Then it's like, oh, I may as well like decorate it up. So it's like all the saplings as if they were growing it here. This one didn't make it, and like I'm growing some other stuff, and like there's bees flying around. There's a little indoor pond. Little tiny azalea tree that I had to remake, like I had to build myself, because it didn't really it didn't fit when I tried to grow it, so I had to physically build that one by hand. There's different flowers up here, one of each flower, and a little Easter egg. If I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know. Each of these flowers that are up here are represented down in the flower garden. Just like they grew these up here just in case, like help grow those down there. And there's like a random little like storage thing right here, a little pot, and then we'll drop down. This is just a little farming area, and then if we go over here, this is the tavern. So like we got Cedar in here. A friend of mine ended up naming him. But each of these are the different kingdoms. Where there's room for 2 more in case anybody else wanted to join. This one in the center is mine. It's supposed to be like a warden or something, like getting like slain. This one is a friend of mine that lives over that way in the mountains. This is the one that was on the water, like on the island. This one was the other smaller castle, and then this one was the snail shore. All little types of taps and stuff. And then this over here, I'll probably come back to this one in a second. We'll bookmark this one because it has value and something I'll show later. This is the like fisherman's hut, or the water passageway guard. It's a little tiny little house, but there's a little boat out here with some like a wheat island or something I was going for. It has a little tiny windmill on the front. And if we go in here, this is the museum that I was talking about earlier. So this is it over the years. or over the time. So this is the earliest one I have. I believe it's from March 27th of 22. Yeah, I think this is the earliest one. So like none of this over here was built. We were just starting to do this area, and it just gradually grew. And then this is what it is today. I don't know if I have time to show like the zoo area. There's a little zoo. Typically I do run for an hour-ish streams, but this one's been over a little bit. But I'm fine with finishing this if you guys are. So this is of every armor trim that I've found. It's a copy of it, or I made a copy of it. This isn't the original. This is when I killed the Wither. This is the new music disc that I found. This was from my birthday a couple years ago. Each year I did something. So at the birthday cake one year I had balloons hung up, or my friends hung up balloons around my base. These are some of the other music discs. My first tools. This is Teg, and the rules about it. And this is when I defeated the end. I do have a couple of these dragon eggs. There was a duplication glitch, and I was like, you know what? May as well like use it just to get a couple of dragon eggs. Didn't do it for like any of the other things, but it was one of the falling entity ones we used to have. So I was like, you know what? I'll get a couple just to have them in case something happens to one, or I can do like fun stuff like we played tag and didn't have to worry about the original one getting lost. These are the trial chamber things. So it's the wind charge, the first key I got. I have an ominous key I need to add here, and the ominous potions. And this was one of my friend's first pickaxe. Like he came on here, he mined a couple things, he made a pickaxe, and then he actually ended up dying, and so I was able to get his pickaxe and keep it here as like a memorial to him. He's not dead, but like it's a memory that he was here. Kai, are you still here? Or whoever's here, do y'all want to see the castle or? Okay, alright, thank you, Kai. So this is the castle. This one, it's still a work in progress. It's massive. I'll do a flight on the outside real quick. So this is like the main like gate area, and then it swoops around. Hits like these. I haven't finished building all the towers. This is the zoo I was talking about. I'll have to do that in a different stream if you want to see that one, because I am running short on time. And then like the outside of it. So we'll run inside and do a little quick speed run. I do plan on eventually making a actual like world like tour video. This is I'll let everybody know on my social medias if that one ever comes out, or when that one comes out. This is the big fountain I was talking about earlier. This is the the suit up area. Like they have this like supposed to be like knights in shining armor, like the shining armor of the knights that would live here and work here, if need be. This is like a little watchtower, and there's some like beds on the inside of this. There are. This is where I keep the allays that are that I use to breed, and some of my other horses. This is some of the fastest horses or ones that have sentimental value, those kinds of things. And then upstairs I use. Upstairs is where I store like saddles and stuff that's stored up here from like fishing or looting and stuff like that. I'm what some call a Minecraft hoarder, so I like keeping a little bit of everything. This is back here is the little graveyard. So a dolphin that we had, and then one of the birds we had, and then one of the pandas we had that didn't make it through suffocation or disappearance. Like the dolphin, if you notice, it didn't have the dirt in front of it. It's because it was lost at sea. It ran away. We never were able to find it. This is a jungle temple that naturally spawned here, and I decided to fix it up And if you flip this one, nope, this one is my hollow ball that I'm working on. So I'm working on trying to get every block there is. So we got like netherite block, like we're working on deep slate copper and deep slate emerald ore are two of the harder ones. I'm learning to find. It's hard to get. And then like a couple other things that are around here, but this is a lot of it. All the wood types so far I have, a lot of the color things I have. This one took me about a month or so of trying to find stuff and it's still not finished. But I like that I was able to use the jungle temple because it's like supposed to be like the secret thing and to give it a little bit of meaning. That is a secret entrance I have for if I need to get like under the castle to do like work or anything. So this is like the little main entrance room. And then this is the ballroom, so you can enter this from the first floor or the second floor. So we're going to have to enter the first floor and exit. And then it also has two doors, but then down here is the vault. Now it's not the safest place in a real castle, it'd be in like the basement or something. But this is like the vault. Basically just has a bunch of riches and stuff in it. And then if we run, oh, we're already upstairs. Oh, I finished upstairs about a month ago. I came back here because this sat like this for a long time, almost about half a year or so to a year. This half over here was pretty empty, and so I decided to add a third floor, and made the king's chambers. Basically, it's a massive room using some of the new paintings. That he has, of course, he would have his kill on the wall, like his what he's proud of is a moose or just a really massive deer, and then just a whole bunch of like couple things. Like this might be like his family or like him and his mom, like whoever, like a little visual, and like his little bedroom, and I believe down here. And then down here I plan on building like the queen's quarters because a lot of times back then they didn't live together in the same room. This is like a little courtyard made out of copper when copper first came out. I designed this myself, free-handed. A lot of this in this world is freehand. And they can like look out over the square if need be, if they need to adjust something down there. And as I said, I had just started building this, so this side also is not finished yet. And then if we go down to the base floor and then go this way, I'm gonna say that's the main chamber room. I'm gonna save that one for last. And that's probably where we'll end at. But we still have a little bit to show for then. So this is the archery room, so they can practice archery inside. To make sure they hit the right targets if the occasion ever came to it. This is the dining hall. So the king could sit here and eat with like all of his servants or his staff or his if he had like other kingdoms coming in to eat, or his guards could eat in here too, like just a bunch of different seats. It actually leads into the barracks, so a bunch of beds and rows of beds, of bunk beds for them to stay in. And if you go down here, this is actually the map room. This is the map room, so I used with the loom earlier. That was before the bookshelves here were made. I'm blanking on what the word is for them. Basically, the bookshelves that you can take books in and out of, and it's just a map of the entire like server. For the most part, it's not fully up to date yet, but I think it's pretty close. And then if you go down a level, this is actually pretty brand new too. You get into the dungeon. So like there's these guys down here. And I think if this whole Twitch thing starts working out, hopefully one day when I have bits and stuff, you guys will be able to use those, or or donations or something. I haven't figured it out yet. And like you can have your name being here. You can like dress up your cell, whatever. Um, and there's like this one, all types of things. Like some of them are open, some are closed. Um, and then we go in here. This is the main event. Actually, I'll block it one more. We'll go up to the top edges, so you'll be able to see. You'll be able to see. So this is what it looks like. It looks at. I personally like it better when it's dark outside. But there's also amethyst hidden under these. So in case you didn't know, if you put carpet on top of amethyst, you still get that pretty little ting sound. But then like there's emerald ore in the columns. There's Jerome here. One of my friends came by and named him, and I was like, you know what, I'll keep it. There's like guards on each side, and then my dog and cat are here. And then if you get them over, there's a sculpt catalyst under them. So they glow. They have a little light up thing. And these up here are little birds. They're permanently dancing because there's a bug that I like to use. And basically, if the song is playing, and you go away before the song ends, and you come back, the song will quit playing, but the birds will keep dancing to it as if it was still playing. I think that's just about it for this world so far. There are other things in this world, so make sure you catch the next stream. I'll probably work on a little bit more on the factory. I didn't get to any of that today, which is perfectly fine. I loved hanging out with you guys. Thanks for all the support. What was y'all's personal favorite? Like, what was y'all's favorite build or area? Like, which part of it? The castle. Yeah, that one's definitely my favorite part too. That's the biggest one, the main event for this area. I typically do try to stream. This is only really my second one ever, but I'm going to try to start streaming like Sunday, like around this time, maybe a little bit earlier. There might be a weeknight view every now and again, or weeknight stream. I don't know what time zone you are, but it'll be a little bit later than this on weeknights. Yeah, all the little details. But a lot of it, like, make sure you like tune in. I'll be working on this place. I'll be working on the factory. You can help design those types of things. We can just sit and chat while I work. I got tons of things we can talk about. And I should please like go follow my Instagram. All those are linked on my Twitch page, I believe. But it's also just look up Canting Ocean 424 on Instagram. It's KANTINGOCEAN 424 underscore or no underscore, depending on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, all those things. Thank you all for hanging out. We are going to find somebody to raid real quick just to help build community between other fellow YouTubers. Let's see, do y'all have anybody that y'all recommend that is live that you would want to go see? Just to go ahead and give them a little bit of a raid. I don't know. Alright, let's see. Anybody that I know. Got Linksy. He's a pretty guy. He's a pretty large one. Let's see. I'm trying to rate someone about the same size. Let's see. And I don't know.